Alright, so we just had a close call. It is like 9:30 in the morning on Gay Pride Day, Sunday. And Julia, my road dog, my buddy, my partner in crime, called and said she wasn't feeling well. Well, it actually sent me a couple texts letting me know that she wasn't feeling well. And the whole reason I'm going, because originally I was going to go, I was thinking about possibly going to walk in Gay Pride Parade for the Comedy Store because my friend Eleanor Kerrigan, if you know her, she's hilarious and lovely, had told me she wasn't going to be able to make it, so she was like, I think you should go in my place. And so I was like, yeah, cool, and so I was going to go. And so I said this to Julia, and then Julia was like, oh, yeah, I was supposed to go to that. And so she was like, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go. And she was like, you know what, we should both go. It'll be fun. We'll drink, we'll have a good time. So I'm all about drinking and having a good time. So I was really down to go, right? Especially once Julia said she was going to go. And then last minute, I just started getting like, maybe I won't go, because I don't really like waking up in the morning. So I was like, maybe I won't go. And then she was like, you have to go. Now I'm going to go. And so I was like, okay, cool, then I'll go. And then today, she hits me with these text messages letting me know she's not feeling well. Unacceptable, Julia. We have to go. I mean, like now I woke up at 6:30 a.m. Yesterday I was with my parents at Disneyland, and that was great. My parents and my nephews, except for I kept getting my throat slit, because my nephews do this new thing where they slit your throat and then I pretend to be dead. And a couple times I fell out at Disneyland, which, like, whatever with that. But, yeah, so we went in, so that was great. Then I got home last night at, like, midnight or something like that. And I was like, okay, I better go to sleep. So I went to sleep, set my alarm. I ended up waking up at 6:30. Yay, me. So I woke up at 6:30 a.m. and I got ready, and obviously I flat ironed my hair, and now I'm ready to go. And then Jules sends me a text message saying she's got a fever and might not be able to make it. So then I called her and I said, this is unacceptable, Jules. We have to go to Gay Pride now. I mean, like, I don't give a fuck if you got malaria. I don't give a fuck. I almost said if you've got AIDS, but that's not the kind of thing you say to somebody. But most people with AIDS would fucking power through, especially for Gay Pride. I mean, like, if you've got AIDS, you're probably all about Gay Pride. That's so not right to say. I shouldn't have said that. Oh. See, this is the problem with me. I'll explain this just really quick, and I think Gay Pride Sunday is a good time to explain this. I'm not very politically correct when it comes to AIDS, especially, because I have had so many friends that have been diagnosed HIV positive, and I've had so many friends, like, there's one friend in particular, her name was, well, I guess I shouldn't say her name because that's her business, but she was a good friend of mine. Like, she was a good friend of mine. And I didn't know she had AIDS, and I say had AIDS because obviously it progressed to a point, and I'll explain. So at a point, she was trying to call me. It was like when I was going through my shit in Vegas, when I was like leaving Las Vegas, as Sheryl Crow would say, and I had this night that was just ridiculous, that was terrible. And I didn't want to talk to anybody for a little while after that. And it wasn't like anything, it was just terrible, personally. I mean, I hadn't done anything to anybody where, like, people wouldn't want to talk to me or anything like that. But I just had a bad time, and I just decided that I was done with Las Vegas and I was leaving. And this particular friend called me, like, several times after I left, and she sounded bad, but she had said she had walking pneumonia, which, like, I was younger, so I didn't even put the two together, I just was like, okay, walking pneumonia, whatever. Everybody gets sick, everybody pulls through. I mean, like, this was my young thinking. So I didn't think anything of it, And then, so I didn't return her phone call, and she called me a couple times, and she was like, I just really need to talk to you. I wish you would call me back. And I was like, I'll get to it. And not in a bitchy way, seriously. I just was going through my own things at the time, and was like, I'll get around to that for sure. And then, so I ended up trying to call her eventually, and I never got a hold of her. So then I called another friend of mine, who also lives in Las Vegas, and I was like, what, have you talked to so-and-so lately? And she was like, so-and-so died. And so, um, I felt terrible. And I wished I had returned that phone call. And I wish she had been comfortable enough to tell me that that was what was going on. But for some reason, she wanted to keep that a secret, which a lot of people do. But I'm very open, and I joke, and I have a good time about AIDS and HIV. And since then, if you listen to my act, those aren't lies when I say that, like, I've dated actually several people now that are HIV positive. One who tested positive during the course of our relationship, which like doesn't necessarily mean he was cheating, because it was like at the beginning of our relationship, you know, we had been together for a couple months, and different story. But anyway, so like I just think it's important for us to talk about it and joke about it and treat it like anything else, so that maybe the people that are close to us will feel comfortable enough to just say, this is what's going on with me. And then because we're all so comfortable with it, then we can just be like, okay, cool. Then we'll deal with that however we have to deal with that. And for right now, you're okay. And when things go bad, if they go bad, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But like with the treatments available right now and the cocktails and whatever else, people are doing a lot better and living longer and longer all the time. I mean, like, it's not even considered terminal anymore, you know? It's a treatable condition if you take care of yourself, if you take care of your health. And so, I mean, like, maybe some people think that my way is the wrong way, but I think if we just desensitize ourselves to it to a certain degree, then maybe it won't be such a big deal. And I mean, like, shit happens. Like, you know, sometimes you make the wrong fucking move, and that's just what happens. And so what? I mean, like, you shouldn't be ashamed of it, and you shouldn't be treated like, you shouldn't be handled with kid gloves or treated like a leper, you know, just whatever. It's another thing. So, yeah. That's why I don't really give a fuck. And I don't care when people get particularly sensitive about it, because the thing I notice is the people that are the most sensitive about it are the people that have never had interaction with anybody that's been affected by it. Like, they're usually people that are completely removed from it, and they're like, oh my god, how dare you mention that? Oh, I'm sorry I offended you. I'm sorry I offended you by talking about something you have no personal connection with. So, yeah, maybe I didn't do the best at explaining that, or maybe I did a good job at explaining it. You guys will let me know anyway, but I hope you guys understand. Happy Gay Pride and whatever, and I'll be drunk later on today, so yeah, if you see me at Pride, say hi.